Today's second video is firstly, we'll have a look at some reports, unconfirmed reports, some claims which are being shared regarding some alleged disagreements between Jalmaro, head of Oromo Liberation Army, and Jal Yedisa Nigasa, who is leading OLA's central command. Are there any real disagreements, or it's just a propaganda to create divisions in the Oromo Liberation Army? Secondly, we have a new story about the recent ration distribution program launched by Addis Ababa government. We saw PM Abiy distribute food items. Then we saw Addis Ababa mayor distributing food items, ration items to the people. Question is, how much was the cost of this program, especially in Addis Ababa? How much money was spent? And could there have been a better use of the money? We have some figures for you. The figures indicate that a huge sum of money has been spent on this food sharing program. Thirdly, while TDF has withdrawn from Kannaba, some pictures, videos are being shared of new TDF prisoners of war. Some TDF soldiers have been taken prisoner by Afar fighters. Videos are being shared by Afar news sources, Afar activists. We have a video clip for you. And lastly, we have a video clip for you from North Gondar, where there is refugee crisis as well. In Voghemra, in North Gondar, there are refugee camps, and tens of thousands there are in dire need of food aid too. We have a clip from Debark for you. Let's start with a new story about claimed alleged disagreements between Jalmaro and Jal Yedisa Nigasa. You must have heard about leaked audio, which was a call between Jalmaro and Jal Yedisa Nigasa. In a previous video, we discussed that leaked conversation. Then OLA released a statement. OLA said that there was no disagreement between Jalmaro and Nigasa, and this difference of opinion shows that there is democracy in OLA. That is what was said by Oromo Liberation Army. So are there any serious disagreements? Is OLA splitting? Well, firstly, who is Jal Yedisa Nigasa? Government-backed news sources say that he is deputy commander of OLA. He is not deputy commander, he leads a central front. Deputy commander is Jal Gemacho Boy. Jal Nigasa is deputy commander. If you remember last year, Oromo Liberation Army and Tigray Defense Force struck a military alliance. What happened after that? Was there any OLA commander who was against this alliance? When the alliance was announced last year, I remember that we heard some unconfirmed reports that Jal Yedisa Nigasa was not happy with this new alliance. He wanted to defect, he wanted to leave Oromo Liberation Army. Later things were reconciled. Jalmaro, Jal Yedisa Nigasa, they had some disagreements reportedly last year, but then issues were resolved and Jal Yedisa Nigasa remained part of Oromo Liberation Army. Jal Yedisa Nigasa is an educated guy. He has his opinion, and On all issues, he has very strong opinions and he freely expresses them. Perhaps that is why the rumors are going around. He is still part of Oromo Liberation Army. We have tried to contact some people. They say that Jal Yedisa Nigasa is still part of OLA. He has not defected. Yes, there is difference of opinion about how this new military offensive against OLA should be countered, and there are always disagreements, but there are no serious disagreements hinting at any splits in Oromo Liberation Army. In the audio conversation, Jalmaro was complaining that Jal Yadisa Nigasa was not answering his phone, that there was lack of discipline in Oromo Liberation Army. But these things happen. Personally, what we have confirmed is that we could not find any reliable information that Jal Yedisa Nigasa is leaving Oromo Liberation Army. There are disagreements about how to counter this onslaught. We saw and we heard another audio a few days ago in which there were disagreements about the withdrawal of Oromo Liberation Army from Central Oromia. Back then, Jalmaro proposed a withdrawal from Central Oromia, and Jal Yadisa Nigasa is leading OLA on Central Oromia front. But Jal Yadisa Nigasa opposed the idea. Jal Gemacho Uboy also opposed the idea. So, you see, there are disagreements about how to counter this new onslaught. But these disagreements do not point towards any likely splits in Oromo Liberation Army. That's what we have learned from the ground. We'll update you once we have any updates. Secondly, viewers, PM Abiy was seen distributing some food items to the people in need. Then we saw Addis Ababa government do the same. Adanich Ababe also launched a food sharing program. It was a one-time assistance. One-time assistance. Question is, how much did it cost? We have details for you from Addis Ababa, just from Addis Ababa. In Addis Ababa, the food sharing program cost 650 million Ethiopian birrs. So that was the cost of one-time assistance. Yes, people got some food items, but this 650 million Ethiopian birrs could have been spent on some project which could have created jobs, which could have created some employment for the people. One-time assistance will have no meaning after a few days. And the government should cut down its expenditures too. A few days ago, I shared a video about renovation of Addis Ababa municipality building. The renovation cost around 2 billion Ethiopian birrs. After that, a new headquarters of Prosperity Party was inaugurated by PM Abiy and his two deputies in Addis Ababa. That also cost millions of Ethiopian birrs. Though I think that PP headquarters was not constructed out of state funding. But the priorities must be correct. Priorities should be to create jobs, to create job opportunities. One-time assistance will have no impact after a few days. Government needs to focus on those areas where jobs can be created. It needs to focus on industrialization. It needs to focus on small businesses, making people sufficient economically. This one-time assistance will have no impact in coming days. The money, it has been just spent. It will have no return. So 650 million Ethiopian birds is a huge sum of money. It should have been spent on some other project with return as well. Lastly, we have two video clips for you. First one is from Afar, from where TDF is withdrawing. TDF has withdrawn from almost all Waridas except Abala now. TDF is still in Abala, what we have confirmed from the ground. During the course of the withdrawal, small-scale fighting has been going on, as I reported earlier. And some TDF soldiers have been taken prisoner. We don't know about the front. Some say they were taken prisoner from Kannaba front. When TDF was withdrawing from Kannaba, Shahi Gobi main road was closed. And TDF was withdrawing through countryside routes. Routes through villages were being used by Tigray Defense Force to withdraw. Main road, Shahi Gobi road, was closed. So some TDF fighters might have been arrested and some might have been killed as well. There was some small-scale engagements between Tigray forces and Afar fighters, but we cannot say that TDF has been forced to withdraw from Afar. No. TDF was forced to withdraw from Afar last year when they were trying to reach Ethiopia-Djibouti road. Back then, they suffered military losses. We monitored the losses, drone strikes, everything. They were forced to retreat back then from Amhara as well. But this withdrawal, it's not a retreat, I wouldn't say that, because on the ground developments don't prove that it's a retreat. It's a withdrawal which is partially agreed, you can say. And lastly, a clip for you from North Gondar viewers. While we highlight the plight of Tigrayans who are in need of food aid, other IDPs should not be ignored as well. Refugees in Wog Himra zone and refugees in North Gondar should not be neglected too. They are also living in conditions which are not very ideal for IDPs. There is lack of basic supplies as well at some refugee camps. Watch this clip. First clip is from Afar, where some PDF fighters have been taken prisoner. Second clip is from Debark. You can see the rain and the refugee camps at Debark. Thank you for watching.